Originally a Moravian church, Christmas Hall predates the founding of the university and is the oldest building found on Lehigh University's campus. The first classes were held in 1866 in this building, which served as a chapel, classrooms, and a dorm during these years. In 1872, Saucon Hall was built a few feet to the east of Christmas Hall, and the two structures were connected by a hyphen in 1927. Once combined, the building became known as Christmas Saucon Hall. Today, it's home to the mathematics department. The recently retired Professor Jared King of the mathematics department agreed to sit down and talk about the rich history of the building with me.
Christmas Hall, which is the half of the building to your left as you face me now, that part of the building is the oldest structure on the campus. It was the original building of Lehigh University. Now, there's some variations of where it came from, but the basic story, the one that's repeated most often in most of the history books, is that when Asa Packer founded the university in 1865, he gave some of the land, I think it was about, I forget how many acres, South Mountain, south of this part of the mountain, and a big bunch of money. A lot of money in those days. It was something like hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe 500. I'm not sure of that. But this building, that building over there, Christmas Hall, was at that time, one of the stories is it was under construction. Another story is that Asa Packer was having it built himself. But at any rate, the intention of the building was to be a Moravian church. And I believe it may have been consecrated as a church before given to Lehigh University, or sold to Lehigh University. But when the university began, that was it. It's called Christmas Hall, recognition of the fact that it was to be a church. And this is the Moravians founded South Bethlehem on Christmas Eve. So, Christmas City and all that. Then the first building built, it was designed for the university, which was intended to be the original building itself, is Packer Hall. You don't know Packer Hall. Packer Hall is now called the University Center. But the original name of that building was Packer Hall. It was named in honor of Packer. The trustees decided before students showed up here, that the university would be called Lehigh University, and the first building would be Packer Hall. But for some reason, the university opened a little bit early, probably something to do with getting students. And so Christmas Hall was it. That was all there was. And then Packer Hall was the first building built. The next building built was Saucon Hall, which is the part to your right. Then somewhere in the distant past, I don't know when, the tower was added. Saucon Hall, Christmas Hall and Saucon Hall are originally two separate red brick buildings. If you could dig a hole in the siding here and go down through all those layers of different covers, you'll get to red brick. They were both red brick buildings, which is unusual because Asa Packer wanted stone buildings, and that's what most of them were. But they were red brick buildings, and they were each 3-story buildings. And the tower that hooks them together, the hyphen in Christmas hyphen Saucon, that hyphen, that tower, is 4 stories. If you go back and look at it, you'll see. So, and in fact, once they hook the buildings together, if you look carefully, you'll see the floors don't match. This floor here is we're on the 3rd floor of Christmas Hall. To get to the 3rd floor of Saucon Hall, you have to elevate yourself a little bit. If you look at the floor, they don't match. Your little stairs either go up or down. When Saucon was built, it was considered to be a palace because students lived in it, had a bathroom on each floor and all that stuff. But Christmas Saucon Hall has undergone a lot of changes just since my day, not only in architecturally in terms of the cover. If you notice now, the cover on this building, the covering of the building, the outside exterior building, is a material that squirrels climb up. When I came to Lehigh, this building, Christmas Saucon, had the first floor had, and that one office down off the lobby had a placement service, counseling and placement or something, which is now gone. And the mathematics department was had offices on the first floor, and the department office, and then the mathematics department was on the 2nd floor. where we are here. As a matter of fact, this little room we're in here was essentially, not quite, but almost my original office as a faculty member, as an assistant professor. The English department was on the 3rd floor when I came. And the English department was here. They moved the English department out when McGinnis Hall opened, which was about 1970. McGinnis opened, and the English department was moved to McGinnis, not where they are now in Durham, but to McGinnis. And they were in McGinnis for several years before they moved where they are. And the mathematics department now essentially has this whole building. When I came to Lehigh University, there was no building north, nothing north of Packer Avenue, not a single building. Packer Avenue. The university began, and of course there was no Goodman campus, just this now what's called the Asa Packer campus. But Christmas Hall is still here, and probably will be until you and I are both gone. Some people think it's like Christmas Saucon has acquired the distinction now of being a historic building. That's what happens if you last long enough. You become historic, even though there are a number of people who think Christmas Saucon didn't age well, it just got old. The building just got old, and that may be, but the university has it now forever. You know, so that's the sort of thing that reached this, once it reaches this historic status, isn't. I've been here a long time, and as I said, I started in an office just across over there on the Saucon side, and I shared it with 2 other people, and then I was moved here. I won't bore you with the tale of how I got moved here. This is the smallest office in Christmas Saucon Hall from the mathematics department. And then after I was here just a few years, I was moved up to when the English department moved out, I was moved to the 3rd floor. And then I moved to what I think is the largest office in the Christmas. It was beautiful. It has leaded windows, and if you were to stop a Lehigh alum, class of say 1939, 1940, close to, and say, ask him, there'd be a him, chances are very high. Ask him what he remembers about Lehigh University. He would describe the view from that window, amusement office window, because from that window you can see the church, you can see Packer Hall, which is the University Center, you can see Chandler Ullman, you can see the library, you can see this wonderful walk, and this time of the year it's just golden, you know, with all the leaves turning color. That view up the hill from this building, I think is the nicest view on the campus. I like it better than the view from the mountaintops. They're absolutely gorgeous. They don't build them like that anymore. Well, it's an interesting old building.